What if the real secret to happiness in your 70s has been hiding in plain sight, quietly overlooked by everyone, even you? As you cross into your 70s, the world around you seems to dim the lights, lower the music, and gently nudge you toward the sidelines. You're told it's time to slow down, to look backward with nostalgia rather than forward with anticipation, to quietly cherish the memories you've gathered instead of making new ones. But what nobody tells you, what no glossy magazine article or retirement seminar quite captures, is that your 70s can become the most emotionally rewarding, creatively fulfilling, and mentally liberating chapter of your entire life. The key lies not in clinging to youth, nor in resigning yourself to the stereotypes of aging, but in understanding a set of subtle truths that rarely make their way into public conversation. Happiness in your 70s doesn't arrive through rigid routines or by checking off a retirement bucket list. It emerges from a profound psychological shift, one that only truly begins when you stop chasing perfection and start embracing presence. This isn't about grand gestures or dramatic reinventions. It's about a gentle turning inward, a willingness to see the beauty in small things, and a deep, unhurried acceptance of yourself as you are, flaws, quirks, and all. Many seniors who rediscover true joy in their 70s realize that happiness isn't found in luxury vacations or material achievements. Instead, it's in the mastery of daily micro-joys, the feeling of warm sunlight filtering through your window as you sip your morning tea, the unexpected laughter that erupts while reminiscing with an old friend, or the quiet thrill of learning something new at an age when no one expects you to. These moments may seem fleeting, but they accumulate like beads on a string, forming a tapestry of contentment that is richer and more resilient than the fleeting highs of youth. Scientists and experts often fail to acknowledge the emotional resilience that people in their 70s have quietly built over decades of silent battles, personal losses, and hard-won recoveries. This resilience isn't loud or boastful. It's a deep well of inner strength forged in the fires of experience that allows many seniors to experience a level of inner peace the younger generations rarely taste. It's a peace that comes from knowing that you've survived storms, weathered disappointments, and still found a way to keep moving forward. What no self-help book or expert panel tells you is that after 70, many people finally feel permission to let go of old grudges, to pursue passions once set aside, to dress for comfort or expressiveness rather than to please others, to say what they mean without fear of judgment, and to define success on their own terms. There is a quiet liberation in no longer being consumed by the need to compare yourself to others, to compete for approval, or to live up to someone else's narrative of what your life should look like. Those who truly thrive in their 70s have one thing in common. They stop seeking validation from others and start to seeking connection within themselves. They begin to understand that happiness in this stage is not loud or showy. It's not about accumulating accolades or chasing down every last adventure. Instead, it's quiet, consistent, and often invisible to outsiders. It shows up in intentional daily routines, in eating foods that nourish rather than impress, in choosing meaningful solitude over forced company, in finding rhythm in the ordinary moments that make up a day. Surprisingly, many seniors find that happiness grows through giving, not in sweeping gestures, but in small, everyday acts of kindness that reignite a sense of purpose. It might be planting a single flower in the garden, mentoring a confused teenager who needs a steady hand, preparing a cherished family recipe for someone missing home, or writing down stories that only you can tell. In these acts, you become the storyteller of a forgotten time, the keeper of wisdom and memories, and that gives you a power, influence, and purpose that even youth cannot match. The happiest people in their 70s often redefine what success means. It becomes less about external achievements and more about emotional independence, the ability to be content without needing others to approve of your joy, to agree with your dreams, or even to fully understand your peace. Their journeys are less about traveling great distances and more about exploring the landscapes of their own minds through books, music, meditation, or revisiting old memories with fresh eyes and a softer heart. They care for their bodies, not out of fear of death, but from a deep respect for the life that still pulses within them. Exercise, good nutrition, and self-care become acts of gratitude rather than desperate attempts to turn back the clock. They find freedom in letting themselves feel everything. Tears that come without apology, laughter that bubbles up spontaneously, silence that heals, and dreams that are allowed to linger, even if they're never fully realized. Perhaps the most unexpected secret of happiness in your 70s is this: you don't need to fix everything. You just need to feel everything. The wisdom of this age is not in solving every problem or perfecting every relationship, but in allowing life to be what it is, in all its complexity and imperfection. The world rarely shows us this kind of happiness. It doesn't make headlines or go viral on social media. It's found in the quiet strength of a senior soul, burning with life, depth, and authenticity. So, if you are in your 70s or nearing them, remember this: your happiness is not a thing of the past. It's not lost or unreachable. It's simply waiting for you to stop looking outside for validation and finally meet it where it's always lived, within you. Because this is the season when you finally have the time, the wisdom, and most importantly, the permission to be exactly who you are, to savor the micro joys, to share your stories, to love yourself as fiercely as you have loved others, and to greet each day not as a slow fade into the background, but as another opportunity to find meaning, connection, and peace.